Okay, so first we look at this case study because this case study is very important and it's a great example of how we manage or use strategic communication to manage a crisis, which can be very dangerous for entities. So communication normally is used for policies, processes. Down the line, you communicate with the employee, communicate with the supplier, but those are normal communication which happens on a day-to-day basis, right? But sometimes organizations fall into the crisis of survival, which can endanger their complete survival. So this is an example of this communication handling. If assume there was a more dangerous situation that the LGBT community was not handled properly, correct? So they would have endangered their position in front of LGBT, and maybe they lost their reputation in the LGBT community. But if you think from a non-LGBT point of view, the other people didn't like it, right? They were still writing about it. They were still saying that the airlines is not doing a good thing by keeping the LGBTs, by prioritizing the LGBTs or promoting the LGBT. But the way they manage the communication, they were able to come out of the allegations, keeping the LGBT community together and also keeping the other peoples who might be opposed against them, correct? So how did they do that? So now what did you understand from the case study? There was a situation where in 1990s the LGBT momentum was picking up in US. LGBTs were fighting for their rights, right? And the society was not accepting them. So they were doing march, they were doing this, they were doing this. So as a policy, the American Airlines, they promote fair treatment to the LGBT, and they were the first one to accept LGBT as such, without compromising or without discriminating them, correct? But first thing, I think what they had a failure in the communication in the beginning is that even though they had a policy of discrimination, they have a policy of no discrimination, the employees were not following that policy, right? So if otherwise that incident would not happen, correct? If they were communicated properly, the goals were aligned of the pilot and the crew members, then it would not have happened immediately, correct? So even though the concept or the culture of the airlines was that they will not discriminate, it was not communicated down to the employees. There was no specific policy or guidelines or trainings how we handle the LGBTs, right? So first lesson that we learned here is that if we have a policy or a vision or a guideline, it needs to be communicated down to the employees, and not only communicated, because once we learn the strategic communication models, there are three models basically. One is we learned last week is linear, right? From the top to the bottom, and it's only one-way communication, not a two-way communication. The second model we learned last week was adaptive. We're gonna learn it again today. Adaptive is modified version of linear. It still works the same way, but it has an added feedback system. Because if you go back to the communication basics, there are 6 components, and the last component is feedback. So without feedback, communication is not complete, correct? It's a complete process. Feedback need to come back to the person who is communicating, so that they make sure that whatever they want to communicate is communicated down the line in a proper way, right? So first thing that was not done properly was when they had a policy, it was not communicated down to the employees, or employees did not understood it properly, or they did not inherit the policy that okay, we don't need to discriminate, or how do we handle if such cases. Example, even today these examples happen. If you have a HIV guy in surrounding you, you may get panic, correct? Because you are not aware of what are the so it's a lack of information.
Yes.
So that is a part of communication. If let's say this university wants to promote LGBT or HIV inclusiveness, so what they need to do? Just only having a policy that we accept HIV students or we accept LGBT students and the student is sitting here. How does the school need to make sure that you guys accept it? What they need to do first?
They need, the employer, they need to educate their employee.
Not only employees, you guys are not their employees, right? It's the students.
Yeah.
So how does the school need to make sure that students accept it? Because it's not only the employees. It's the students also are a part of the community and the school is able to influence how students behave.
Sharing the complete information.
Maybe like think about it. What communication do you receive the first from the school? You receive a handbook, right? There are certain guidelines. In any school, when you enroll yourself, there is usually a briefing about the school, the values, the culture, what they accept, what they don't accept, and it's mostly communicated via a handbook, correct? So you have a handbook. So in the handbook, it needs to be clear what the school stands for, what the university stands for, and how they are going to do it. Not only that, okay, we just accept HIV or we accept LGBT, but how? What they expect from the students, what they expect from the employees, what they expect, what kind of behavior they do not accept. So if it is clear, then the peoples will definitely follow it, right? Because they already read it and they know what will be the consequences if they don't follow it. So first thing is that. Then normally you have an introduction or introductory classes, right? You have a what do you call them? Introduction or introduction, I think introduction classes, right? First you went familiarization classes. Once you join the class or university, the first class is usually not about teaching. It's about telling the class orientation. Yeah. So you have an orientation with the school policies or processes where you get things done, what kind of forms you need. So that policy should be a part of the orientation, correct? So in the mostly when in organizations, the orientations are very important. Some companies have orientation as long as 5 days, so that they can incorporate everything whatever is possible to make the employees understand what the organization is standing for, correct? So in that case, in this particular case, American Airlines had a policy, but it was not followed down the line, right? There was gap in the communications between the company culture and the policies and the actual employee behavior. So that behavior could have been looped by having a communication or by having trainings, and how they fix it is that this is the way they fix it. After they find out these two incidents, so they train their employees. They communicate their employees that okay, this is how we are going to behave, this is how we are going to handle, and then they had a training sessions, right? So normally this is very important in organizations. So that was the first thing that we learned from here, right?
Yes.
The second thing we learned from here is when the incident happened, what did the company did immediately? Right, there was a crisis, correct? So after the crisis, what did the company do immediately to resolve it? The immediate response of this is background. Let's see. See? So what did they do first? Airline apologize.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct? Apologize by who? apologize by the pilot who did it, or apologize by the CEO of the company? Why CEO of the company need to apologize? Why not the employee?
I think CEO has responsibility.
But he didn't do anything, right?
Yes.
So why he need to apologize?
But because of
He's just right.
the whole organization.
Empire.
And he apologized not only to the guest, he apologized to the employees also. Read it carefully. So why he apologized to the employees also?
He didn't train properly into that fine.
That is something we call emotional intelligence, and it's a leadership skill which you can learn about emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence is about understanding others and putting their emotions, respecting their emotions, and putting your emotions firmly. So in this case, normally as a leader, if normal situation, if one employee did something wrong, what the normal CEO or normal leader would say, this employee did it wrong, I will fire him. Correct?
Yes.
That is a normal leadership.
Yeah.
But the great leadership are not like that. Great leaderships accept whatever is the mistakes, even if it happens from the team member or the lowest possible team member, because they feel it their responsibility to train. Correct? So in this case, airline CEO apologize not only to the guest, to the public, but also to the employees, because this is something is a failure of the leadership to communicate down the policies, the behavior, what they expect from the employees, right? So this is the first thing which we normally have to do when we are in a crisis. Apologize and accept the fault. The first thing is accept what is wrong. This is very important. It's easy to say you will accept what is wrong, but it's most difficult part. If you can accept what is being wrong in the company or what did you do wrong, then it becomes much easier in the future to solve it out. If you don't accept and try to find defense, which we normally do in 90% of the cases, right? 90% of organizations would try to find a defense, or would try to pass the blame to the second person or the other peoples. And there were not only one case, there were two cases, right? There was one case on eligibility, second case was on HIV, to process the IV. Even though they had clear policies, so staff is just actually following the procedure, right? But they didn't thought out properly that what actually the guest, what they may need. So later on they change the policy. They allow HIV guests to do their IV by themselves. So how they do that? Because they consult. They consult with the HIV organizations what their policy should be. So this is something, third lesson which we learned in this study, in this case study, is that you need to talk to the stakeholders who may be involved in crisis. Not only the guest themselves, activists. There are always advocates of human rights, of animal rights, of the LGBT communities or the HIV communities, governments, hospitals, or other future consultants who may have some ideas, because you are not expert. So you need active advices from all around the community, the stakeholders. These are the stakeholders, not the guest directly also, right? Not only the guest directly, also the other parties who may have interest. And usually when there is a crisis, the activists activate, correct?
Yes.
Most of the time, otherwise activists will keep on sleeping. But only when there is a crisis, there is a situation, then they actively involve again, go to the press, go to the public, correct? To put their standpoint, to try to say that what they feel is right. So what American Airlines did at that time is involve them into the decision making, support them by helping them to organize their events, correct? Giving them the free tickets or promoting the events, or even engaging on the social media. If you read the case study completely, you will see they are even changing their Twitter handle to support the LGBT community. Even though publics are against them, but they stand on their ground because they think they are not doing the wrong things. Correct? So that's the third lesson. Involve and engage with the community, with the activists who may be involved in the crisis communication. Okay? So, okay, that was the execution. So this is what was the execution. So first thing was the community relationship plan. So American Airlines immediately put a community relationship plan so that they can actually build up relationships with the community to understand what are the pain points also, right? So that they can understand the guest behavior and what they expect from airlines. In that way, they can modify the policy, modify the company behavior, modify the trainings to involve the touch points. Because how will you train how to handle if you don't know what they need, what their needs are, right? How to handle with care. What are the sensitive issues for LGBT community? What they expect from the world, from the peoples around them, right? So that is the, and then okay, so they implement a relationship plan. So you can read this, okay, and then there was oppositions as well. Oppositions from the peoples that okay, the airlines is doing immoral things, or they promote the bisexual things, or they promote something which they are not standing. But these things didn't help. This didn't affect the airlines, because they involved themselves into the strategic communication. They were continuing engage with the community. They continue to promote because this is something they believe in. So if you believe in something, not because you want to handle the crisis only, but it becomes your culture, part of your culture, part of your organization, then it's easier to manage it. Not just from the standpoint of handling the crisis. Okay, and then there was some open letter to the American Airlines on the homosexuality, and then they respond. There was an advertisement, right? But they respond, in response, they said, okay, so they also released the statements that that we didn't make any commitments, or we are not committing to, we are impartial, correct? We are not promoting homosexuality. We are not promoting something which is immoral. But if they are already there, it's a freedom of their choice, correct? And by the time the laws were being passed, allowing LGBTs to have a freedom of choice. So when it's already there, the government was accepting, because American Airlines was the first one to accept the first. So it's obviously they were able to easily accommodate the government regulations, correct? Okay, so that was this is some of the advertisements, some of the strategic communications that they are doing actually. Flying the gay friendly skies. So what they are doing is not only promoting both, they are actually serving the both objectives. So advertisements are actually a part of your strategic communication to help you push the agenda, what you want to actually do. So not only in this advertisement, not only they are promoting their company, their brand, also helping the LGBT to keep a close relationship with the LGBT community, so that in case of any incidents, the image of the company is improved in those communities. Okay, so these are the analysis and discussions. You can read them at your leisure. So this is some engagement, it's a model that they follow. Strategic planning. So first we consider the multiple publics. Multiple publics means the activist, multiple peoples, the employees, the communities, the LGBT community, the activists, and the HIVs, other parties who are involved in the communication. Then they recognize those activists, and then they accept the shortcomings. Correct? So this is the first thing that they do, accept, and then they form partnerships with the activist. They listen to their concerns, and then they communicate honestly and transparently with those communities. Honesty is very important in strategic communication, because if you're not honestly communicating, then your strategy is bound to fail. Then be accessible to the activist, because they were always accessible. So whenever the activists have any concerns, they could reach to the airlines and convey their concerns, and they show compassion and demonstrate reflexivity. So compassion means we accept, we understand, and then we adapt. Not only that we listen.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a difference between what do you listen and what do actually follow. If you listen, okay, yes, you understand the compassion, but if your acts are not reflecting what did you understand, then it's not compassion. Okay, compassion means it's a complete cycle. What did you hear? You listen, acknowledge, and then act on it. Acting is important. Only listening and understanding is not enough. That's not compassion. Okay. So, okay. Understand public opinion, recognize they are already your customers. Internal and external policies and procedures regarding sexual orientation and gender identity are consistent. So just to make sure that what we follow internally and what we follow externally, what we are saying externally and what we are saying internally is the same, is not different. You cannot say we promote LGBT or we accept LGBT, but inside the internal communications are not actually the same. Correct? Because that bounds to be the fall down. Policy procedures should not be different. It need to be consistent. Okay, but this is only this guidelines is for LGBT and sexual, but you can follow it in a general manner also. You can generalize this. So first thing is we accept the community, the crisis. Not only LGBT, anything. That can be any crisis. Right? So first thing is we accept if we have a shortcomings, and we accept the concerns. There may be concerns about animal rights. There may be concerns about the pollution. There may be concerns about the encroachment of the road or employee behaviors or anything else, food safety. So you may have different problems, different crises which you may be feeling, or like for example there are people who are does anybody know there was allegations in the China, some factories were there where the small employees are working in inhuman conditions, means they don't have enough lighting, they don't have enough air, they don't have enough food, and they are low on they are young age, like kids. They are working in the factories in very difficult conditions. So the companies may have to face who face the problems, the brand which was being made there, not the factory itself, not the factory owner, the brand which was being made in that particular factory, and is the brand which was made for the Trump's daughter, Ivanka Trump. Ivanka Trump has shoes factory, right?
Yes.
So there was, and then their shoes are made in China also, in some factories which are not actually in good conditions. So there was a lot of hue and cry because Ivanka Trump is celebrity now. So people can get advantage if they link the things together. Okay. So you can do a research if that company handle the crisis situation properly or not. But nowadays everybody forget already. There are not many people who are talking about it. So sometimes you may ignore things. And then you are recognizing the activists, whoever are working on behalf of the crisis, and make relationship with them. Understand what their concerns are. Then you have policies. Internal and external policy and communication should align. Should not be different. Should be consistent. Okay. And then you have, okay, these are gender equality, so that's not talk about it. So these questions are something you may need to answer. Consider what may have happened if American Airlines did not respond as they did in 1994. What are the other ways American Airlines could have responded, at what might they have resulted in? So what are the other options for American Airlines? What possible options they may have? Instead of apologizing to the LGBT community and promote LGBT community make a relationship, how else they could have responded?
Maybe they
Respond
can.
on other people,
Huh?
other
They can-
society. They don't like LGBT.
So they could have take side, right? They say, okay, then we will not allow LGBT communities on our plane. They could have said that, or they could have just ignored the things and fire the pilot and say, okay, we have fired the person. But would that help to make to make close relationship between LGBT community and airlines, or would that help to prevent future problems? Maybe there will be other people who may be traveling and may face the same thing, because the airlines is not fixing the root cause of the problem, right? So what would have happened? LGBT community would have avoided American Airlines. They would have got bad reputation in the market, right? They may lost even the other business who maybe I'm not LGBT, but I may have compassion towards LGBT community. So the airlines would lose both customers, the LGBT themselves, and also the people who are supportive of LGBT, because there are people who are supportive of LGBT, right? Not everybody is against, because there are free-minded peoples also. So if the airlines would have lost their confidence as well, correct? Imagine yourself as a various stakeholder in this case. You may be LGBT employee, you may be LGBT activist, you may be a LGBT consumer, or you may be a political conservative. Now you consider the main issues you face. What are the concerns you want addressed? From a perspective of 4 different perspectives. Employee, consumer, activist, and politics. Now you need to answer what are the concerns that you would like to be addressed as employee, as activist, as other people, right? And how you want American Airlines to respond. Okay, and then what sort of strategies you might employ to make sure that American Airlines hear your perspective. So what you would do? You would go and do the demonstration in their office, correct? Or you would go and do a riot in their office, or you will do just only press release, or you would do TV interview, you would do advertisement in the newspaper. What you would do? You would run a social media campaign against them, creating hashtags, which is normally being done nowadays, right?
Yes.
If you don't like some company, or you don't like their policy, what do you do as a consumer? Go and create a hashtag, post on the social media, ask people to share, right? You can post on Facebook, post on LinkedIn, so that people, just to make sure the company hears you. Or you can use their official handles as well into the post, because they would monitor it. So this is the way you can make sure they hear you. But that is one way, right? There are many different ways of making the companies listen to you. So you can use it as a reference, because this will help you to understand how else you can do, not only in American Airlines, in the general. If you have a crisis with any company, how would you handle? And since the question is asking you to think how you want the company to respond, means you can now think of 4 different perspectives how the company need to respond. One thing is very important here, that what we will learn in the strategic communication later on is the same. You cannot give the same message to everyone. Your message need to be customized. As we discussed last week, every receiver of the message may have different filters to accept, and decoding system may be different. So if you want the same things to be understood by different peoples, you may have to say it in a different way to every one of them. Maybe use different language, maybe use different way of communication, right? Maybe use different platforms of communication. So you may have to have different strategy for every audience that you want to address. And what sort of strategies you would employ? Okay, that's already discussed. And then what are the implications of taking a side on a social issue? So because in this case the American Airlines took a side of LGBTs, right? Ignoring the side of people who were opposing them. Correct? But they also maintain a neutral distance. And then the fourth is, as a spokesperson of American Airlines, how would you respond? What would you prepare for a news conference? So you can check the news conference, but this is what you need to do. You need to identify the specific target, what you are addressing. You are addressing the employees, you are addressing the public, you are addressing the LGBT community only, who you are addressing. And that who should speak on behalf? Is it going to be the CEO, or going to be the communication officer, or who will speak? And then the communication channel, how you are going to release the press. You're going to use Twitter, you're going to use social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, you're going to use newspapers, put it on your website. How? What is so it depends on your audience. And then also assume you are the communication officer of American Airlines. If these happens today, in current today, this has happened in 1994, where the internet and the social media was still not that very famous, was not that very strong. Now is a different story already, right? You have a much larger reach in social media. The more followers, the more fans you have, the more risk you have also. It's your advantage, you have a lot of followers, but it will be to your risk also. Correct? Because if you have a lot of followers, the reputation, the bad news will spread even faster. Correct? So what elements of communication would need to change? Maybe the medium need to change, right? Sorry. Although the LGBT acceptance is continue to grow in years, how would a practitioner's individual ethics and belief play out in carrying out communication with the LGBT publics? Would you be having a different opinion if you oppose or if you support the LGBT publics? Okay, so that is